Does your garage look like this? Are you sick of it? Well, how about if your garage looked like this?
Woo!
I don't know about you, but I'm gonna take control of my garage, and you can too, here on the Do It Myself TV network. I'm gonna do it myself, and I don't need nobody else. I'm gonna do it myself, and I don't want no fucking help. And if it gets too hard, I'll go to YouTube. And if that don't work, I guess I'll hire a dude. Hey guys, today I'm going to teach you a very important skill as I learn it myself, how to find a stud behind the drywall, or some people call it sheetrock, and how to correctly drill into the stud so that you can hang something heavy without fear of it falling out. How to find a stud and how to drill it. I found my first stud over here, and then I measured 45 centimeters and marked it right here. And there should be a stud right there. Let's do the cowboy test. Whoa, sounds pretty solid. Let's do the fancy pants test. Voila! So since none of these methods seems to be entirely 100% scientific, but when I use the stud finder and measure the right distance, I feel like I'm pretty confident that I'm going to know where the center of the stud is, and that's the key to drilling into the right area. This is exciting stuff, and you can use this to improve your house, but you just want to be real careful. You know, sometimes when you're doing it myself, you don't always have a friend or an assistant there to help you set stuff up. So in this case, in order to mark the board where I'm going to put my pilot holes, using the 3 techniques to locate the studs that I showed you earlier, I had to set up this rig right here. It's not the sturdiest thing in the world, but it works and gets the job done for what I need to do since I'm working on my own today, doing it myself. You can see she's perfectly level, and that's what I want. Now I've marked my boards with the board in the correct place, located the studs, so now I'm going to remove the board from the wall and I'm going to do my pilot holes, aka pre-drilling, which is an important step in making sure that this is a secure project. How do I know which drill bit is the right size for my pilot hole? Well, there's several ways to figure it out, but the easiest one is to look at your screw and then look at the middle bit, the shaft, not the part with the threads on it, and try to match your drill bit up to the shaft. Also, you can, if you're kind of a rookie like me, you can probably buy one of these. This thing tells me I'm able to match the gauge of the screw up literally by putting it in there. And then it says, oh, you want a number 5. Okay, boom, or a 5.5. So I'm gonna go with the tighter one. Let's do it. One thing I like to do to increase my safety is when I'm changing a drill bit or messing with any tool, I remove the power source or I unplug it. This might not be necessary, but that means I'm not accidentally gonna hit that trigger and drill into my hand. It's literally impossible. That's a good feeling. Whoa! That wasn't too hard. Okay, so I want forward. Where's forward? I think it's on reverse right now. I've never used this thing before. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Well, here I go. I'm gonna make my pilot holes in the piece of wood that's gonna then be attached to the stud. I hope I measured where the studs are correctly. I'm really nervous. You know, I don't want to break my friend's house. They're at work. They don't even know I'm doing this. I was hoping to surprise them when they come home, and I've never done this before. I'm gonna be real honest with you. I'm scared. I'm gonna use this. This is called a countersink, and this is called a hammer. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to mark where my drill hole is. Sometimes when you start drilling, the drill bit can wobble a little bit on the wood. So this way, I make a little hole, and then that tells me exactly where I want to drill. I'm nervous as shit. I'll tell you that right now. I'm trying to drill as straight as possible, which is actually really important, but I don't have a drill press, so I have to really hope that I can eyeball it. And that's scary. You know, my friend worked real hard to afford this house, and I'm just gonna do the best I can. Here's a little trick. In order to make sure that the board is fastened more securely to the wall, rather than have the screw head be on the top of the board right here, I'm going to drill a bigger hole, which is going to allow the screw head to sink about halfway to the depth of the piece of wood, and that way it will be actually holding this board firmer rather than having this long piece supporting all the weight. It will only be a small bit, and most of the screw will be into the stud. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I only want to go X far down, so I'm going to show you a little trick here. This is what it's 35. I want to go 12 mil deep. There's 12. Now I know when it reaches the tape, that's as deep as I want to go. Woo-hoo! Always keep your workspace organized. It seems like a little trouble at the time, but it's going to make a big difference when you want something, you know where it is. I use an open-faced organization system, so I say, where's my knee guards? Oh, okay, boom, there they are. That's the left one. They're the same, it doesn't matter, you can switch them around. Next thing I'm going to do is line these up again with my marks. There. Check its level. I'm pretty happy with that. Got a much smaller drill bit on now, and I'm just going to put this guy through just to make a little mark in the wall where I'll then pre-drill into the studs. It's quite complicated, at least the way I do it. I can see the little tiny bit of white powder there on the end of the drill bit, so I know I've just made a little mark in the wall, and that's where I'm going to know where to pre-drill. Okay, well, hopefully I've made marks into the drywall now, and that will be my guide as to where to put my pre-drills into the studs, and then we can put it all together. Well, this is exciting. I'm now ready to pre-drill into the studs. I'm a little nervous. Power has been cut to this part of the house. So the worst case scenario is I'm going to permanently damage the infrastructure of this building. But I'm not going to get killed. So that's sort of the upside downside there. Right now what I'm going to do is just send a small little drill bit in just a little ways to make sure I hit wood. Okay, we're getting closer. Well, I think I'm ready to go. I'm going to try to fasten this puppy to the wall. Wish me luck. They're all screwed in real tight now, and they feel sturdy, and I'm excited because I feel like I've succeeded, but it's not quite done yet. That's a good feeling. Okay, the first board's up on the wall. Now I'm going to put the second one up, and I'll use the same techniques. I'll get it level and lined up with that board, and it's going to go pretty quick. Geez, that sure is a satisfying sound, isn't it? Now, personally, I like the natural wood look that I've created here, and I would leave it just like that and put the hooks in, but the boss doesn't think so. And the boss said, we have to paint it. So that's what I'm going to do now. Well, it looks like the paint's all dry, so now I'm going to put the hooks in. This is kind of the fun part, so I'm looking forward to this. This should do the trick. I'm going to put a few of these in. That ought to hold the ladder. This was an idea I had. What if there were boards that you could hang heavier things on? And to actually see it come to fruition, I tell you, it's been a real journey for me. Yeah, there were times when I thought about giving up. Times when I thought, it's not level. It's gonna fall out. But you keep going. You keep going because once you start a project, you say, well, what am I gonna do? Get someone else to do it? Call a professional or a prosumer? You say, no, you say, fuck that noise, I'm gonna do it myself. And you do, and you follow through. 3 coats of paint. 90 centimeters all the way across. And you own it. You have that pride at the end to say, I did that myself. And that's why we're here. And that's why you're here. This is great coffee. Is this different than the one we had yesterday? I like it. You hear that? You know what that is? That's the sound of somebody saying, I'm doing it myself. That's a beautiful sound. Some people don't like hearing those noises. I say turn it up. You know, when I started this project a week and a half ago, I didn't know I'd be standing here in only 9 days looking at a finished product with 3 coats of paint on it. And that's a good feeling. Sometimes I just like to stand here. I'll come out here after dinner and I'll just lean my head against the wall. And there's a feeling you get when you see these 2 boards and you think, those weren't there 7 or 8 days ago. But they're here now, and they're not going nowhere. That's sturdy. Here's to you guys for giving me a chance to share this with you, because I'm getting a lot of joy out of this and I want to spread that joy. You can clean up your garage too. Just watch the video. Whoa. Wow, what an adventure that was. And thanks for joining me. That's our first project here on Do It Myself. And we're going to do so many more as we compile tools and knowledge and skills, and you're going to be right along for the journey. Please make sure to subscribe and like the video. It means a lot to us and it really helps our egos. And have a great day.